The government is on a mission to promote good governance and place Jamaicans at the center of development. And what better place to continue the discussions than the Social Development Commission SDC's second parish forum in Clarendon? Government ministers, members of the opposition, citizens and other relevant personnel all gathered to listen and share in discussions of national importance. As Jamaica continues to deal with the effects of Hurricane Sandy, a lifeline in the form of $15 million will go towards assisting cocoa farmers. Agriculture Minister Roger Clark has instructed the Cocoa Industry Board CIB to keep the money that was advanced to them to purchase cocoa to help with resuscitation efforts post-Hurricane Sandy.
And what is going to be necessary is that we have to move right now with pruning and fertilizing, because this would be the most critical time for flowering. But because of the damage, we're going to have to now do some fertilizing that we can get a spring flowering to see if we can salvage as much as we can.
And from farming to a topical issue regarding the Jamaican economy. At the Clarendon Parish Forum, Finance Planning and the Public Service Minister Dr. Peter Phillips again tried to clear up misconceptions about the pending agreement with the International Monetary Fund IMF.
There is no delay. We are negotiating that program in keeping with a timetable of discussions that we agreed to when we started in January.
The minister and his team, they are pursuing the discussions and looking forward to have not just an agreement, but an agreement to the benefit of the Jamaican people.
Economic growth, a stable macroeconomy, tax and pension reforms, debt reduction, lowering the country's energy bill, and local and foreign investments continue to be key pillars on which the administration's policies are built. Residents of Clarendon are not to be left out of the broader economic development process. Investment is being sought to further develop the Vernon Field airstrip. A local economic development LED program will also be rolled out in each parish. Local Government and Community Development Minister Noel R. Scott said the aim was to identify and develop business initiatives and opportunities with a special emphasis to be placed on micro, small and medium-sized enterprises. In the short term, approximately 45,000 persons, including residents of Clarendon, are set to benefit from Phase 2 of the Jamaica Emergency Employment Program, JEEP. Meanwhile, enhancing governance at the local level continues to be a major thrust of the administration.
Bill to provide for the entrenchment of local government system in the Jamaican Constitution will be tabled in Parliament this parliamentary year.
And the people of Clarendon also had an opportunity to share their creative talent with the nation's leaders.
Prime Minister, this one goes out to you, darling. I can't help smiling when I look at you. Write your name across my heart. I want the world to know that I am yours forever.
Fun and entertainment aside, it was on to serious issues for the Prime Minister and her team.
I just want to ask, where does vendors in town centers fit in Jamaica's Vision 2030 plan?
What we have done is to look and have discussion with them as it relates to the present situation in which they do business. And we discovered that there is a need for proper facility for them to display their wares. So we're now looking at suitable market facilities.
Why don't we go to reparation?
We have put back in place a reparations committee. It's chaired by Professor Vereen Shepherd, and they have been meeting.
I would recommend that all schools in Jamaica have a scout troop and Girl Guide attached to it, because that would allow the people to have a different outlook in life, separated apart from what they got at home from their parents.
We have staff in place beginning in January that will be able to assist schools who need help for the establishment, whether it is of Cadet Corps, Boy Scouts, Girl Guides, the Adventists take care of their youth, Red Cross, various other groups. And we are seeking to make these not marginal activities, but to encourage the introduction and the establishment of proper values and attitudes through participation in the uniformed groups.
I want to know what is the plan for the young people of Jamaica?
For this particular month, we're going to be training, going into the next couple of months, in an entrepreneurship workshop, over 500 young people to start businesses. And this month alone, 200 young people will be placed in internship programs paid by the private sector organization throughout government ministries. And we'll also be training and placing an additional 800 persons over the next 4 to 5 months.
I am really hungry to hear about the South Coast Tourism Development Product. And I would like someone to focus on that and shed some light on it for me.
I have been having discussions that I really seriously believe that if we're talking about tourism in a serious way, while the recommendation came from various communities about the South Coast of Clarendon, I believe that we should place some focus on the Milk River Bath. I've also given instructions that across the country, we need to look at travel halls so that people traveling from Kingston to Montego Bay, there must be somewhere comfortable that they can use.
So participants in the Clarendon Parish Forum did take the opportunity to voice their concerns and listen to the government's plan to address them. You too can have a voice. The next Parish Forum is scheduled for St. James on Wednesday, November 15.